What's up, guys? So, as you can see, BMW released a new sort of teaser video for the R12 GS that'll be coming out in 2026. Um, it isn't really a surprise if you've been following the BMW Heritage line for any amount of time. But I just kind of wanted to walk through it and not just look at the new GS, but talk a little bit of the Heritage line across the board. And I've kind of interestingly got probably a little bit of a unique experience with the line in general. As hopefully most of you know if you've watched any of my videos, I right now have a 2022 R18B that I've had for what 2.5 years now. And actually prior to that, I had the R9T Classic, which was sort of the one with fully adjustable front forks and everything like that. And then prior to that, I had I think it was a 2014 F800 GS Adventure, which unfortunately ended up in this ouchy state. Uh, no longer totaled and gone. So that was sort of it. But I kind of wanted to walk through again a little bit of history on the line, kind of where it's gone, where it's been, where it's going. Kind of discuss some things and get into it. So here we go. So as you can see here, I've kind of laid out the history. I wanted to kind of demonstrate how messy, in my opinion, the whole line has kind of been. So I remember when I bought my GS that the R9T, the original R9T, had just come out, and there were no extra models or anything like that. It was a cool bike, wasn't really my jam at the time. And then so in 2014 they came out with the basic or the classic R9T. And then a few years later, I say a few years, I put all these in 2017. I think they kind of staggered them a year or two, just depending. The line expanded to the R9T Pure, the R9T Scrambler, the R9T Urban GS, and then the R9T Racer, which I think was only around for maybe a year or two model years. It was sort of a special model. Then now it's funny because it's called the R9T, and honestly, when it first came out, my first reaction was, oh, a 900cc, air oil cooled boxer. But the 9T was for the 90th anniversary of BMW, and it's actually a 1200cc oil cooled boxer. And then in 2020, they came out with the sort of base model. Some people call it the Pure, but just the R18 and the R18 Classic. Now, lore says that they had originally intended to put that 1200cc oil head that's in the R9T into the R18 to make basically a cruiser style of the R9T with a 1200cc oil head. But they decided it didn't have enough power. It wasn't, they had already sort of whiffed on the R1200C. So they went back to the drawing board, made a new motor. As I understand it, was in development for something like 5 years or something, and came up with the 1800cc oil head. Fast forward to 2022, we got the R9T or R18B, which I have, and then the R18TC, which is just the fully dressed version of that. It's got leg protection, it's got the rear top box, everything like that. And then go on to 2023, and they make the R12, which of course, I can say this in hindsight, and you guys will totally believe me. But as soon as they came out with the R18 in 2020, the question was begged in my head: when are they going to change the name of the R9T to the R12? Like, if they're going to go down this, R/CC naming model, they've got to change that to 12. And finally, in 2023, they did change it, sort of. So they came out with the R12, which is sort of a more cruiser, sort of relaxed stance, relaxed position as compared to the R9T was originally. The R9T is not super sporty. It was released to kind of compete with, the Triumph Bonneville, the Ducati Scrambler, stuff like that, which are very neutral. And it had slightly further back pegs, more advanced suspension, better brakes, everything like that. It was sort of positioned to try and be the top of that sort of that heritage sort of traditional looking standard that was kind of all the rage at the time. And then in 2023, they changed the name of the R9T. That's what that little red arrow is. Is it still continues on, but they changed it from just the R9T to the R12 9T. But then come to 2024, they updated the R20 or the R18 models to include the Roctane, which is kind of a it's like a Road King sort of. No fairing, no windshield, and hard bags. And fast forward to this year and next year, which honestly, when I made this video and was watching it, I was watching the teaser. I didn't realize that the R12 GS isn't actually slated until next model year. So this year we got the R12S, which appears to be just them kind of redoing the R9T Racer. I think it's a little bit more of a relaxed position, almost more of like, a racer sort of skin on top of the R9T, as opposed to the R9T Racer was a really cool bike, but it honestly changed the position, made it pretty racer-ish, and was not very comfortable or anything like that. And so I think this is just a way to kind of make it look, make the R9T Racer look a little bit more racy without compromising comfort or anything like that. It's really just, racer clothes on top of the R9T. Next, I kind of want to just go over the lineup. So it's been pretty muddy over the years between the R9T, the R18, and now the R12, and kind of coming in and replacing certain sub-models, adding new models, everything like that. So it looks like the lineup as it stands, once everything shakes out, and once we get into 2026, will be the R18, the R18 Classic, the R18 Roctane, the R18B, and the R18 Transcontinental. So the 5 different models. And then the R12 will be the R12, the R12 9T, the R12S, and for 2026, the R12 GS. That's actually a 1300 GS. I just kind of jokingly put it in there because the thumbnail wasn't up on the website when I made it. So there you go. There's your R12 GS. So I asked a question in the thumbnail, is the new GS any good? And I really think that depends on what you're looking for. Them calling it the Urban GS was correct. It was a scrambler or traditional R9T in adventure clothing, right? They put a beak on it. They did the colors. That was really about the long and short of it, right? It had nothing on it really said that it was adventure capable or anything like that. And they didn't pitch it that way. I mean, you can see 19 front wheel and 17 rear versus 21/18. Suspension partially adjustable. I mean, it has, the damping, rebound, whatever. The R12 GS has fully adjustable suspension. Protection, I put cosmetic on that one because really it just doesn't have any. The R12 GS does come with a skid plate. Now, BMW skid plates aren't going to be something like Black Dog Cycle Works or something like that. They're just basically a piece of aluminum that they bolt to the bottom of the motor. So, which GS is better? I think it depends on what you want, right? So, if you want just an adventure styled bike to go bar hopping on, then the Urban GS might be for you. But if you want something that actually potentially has the chops to be a legitimate like camping off-road bike, I mean, by all accounts, I haven't seen an R12 GS in person, obviously, but it has the sort of features and statistics that I would expect from a reasonably legit adventure bike. It is cool to see. I honestly, I've been saying, don't tell my wife, that I would like, alongside the R18B, which is great for touring, great for distance, is not the most fun kind of kick around town bike. That I wouldn't mind having like a second sort of smaller, lighter city bike. And I have been looking at the R12 as a possible option there. So it is cool to see that they are expanding the line and keeping the line up. We'll see how it goes. I think everything that they offer right now is something that looks cool and nice, and I wouldn't mind owning them. Now, I probably wouldn't go with a GS on that front at this point in my riding career, but I'm definitely not opposed to an R12, and I think that the line looks good, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to really say that they aren't pushing it or that they're not sort of expanding it out and really going after that market. So anyway, just a quick video on this new bike, and we're coming into riding season now. It's mid March. We've had great weather, honestly, so we'll start doing that here pretty quick. But I just want to catch up on this. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff if you don't mind. Tell your friends. Woo. But thanks for watching again, guys. Y'all stay safe out there. Have a great spring. Hope you do something fun. Hope you do some bike stuff. And I'll be making videos as we go in our adventures. So thanks again. Have a good one.